channel. So for today's educational vlog, we will be discussing lesson 5, which is entitled A World of Regions. But before that, this is the subtopics that we will be dealing as we progress. First is the definition of region, regionalism, and regionalization. Second is the countries who responded economically and politically to globalization in various ways. Third is the reason of the creation of regional organization. So without further ado, let's get started.
World of regions, countries, regions, and globalization. According to Edward Mansfield and Helen V. Milner, they state that economic and political definition of regions vary, but there are certain basic features that everyone can agree on. So when we say it is a group of countries located in the same geographically specified area, or an amalgamation of two regions or a combination of two or more regions organized to regulate and oversee laws and policy choices, we are referring it to a region. So example of regions are Europe, the Central and Eastern Europe region, the Asian region, the African region, and etc. So these regions are made up of nations or countries. So next is, when we say it is a regional concentration of economic flows and it is the process of dividing an area into smaller segments called regions, we are referring it to regionalization. So one example of regionalization is the division of nation into different states or provinces. So businesses use this regionalization as a management tool and a way to make certain that unique to a particular area are met. So next is regionalism. Regionalism, often seen as political and economic phenomenon, the term actually encompasses a broader area. It is a political process characterized by economic policy cooperation and coordination among countries. So regionalism can be examined in relation to identities, in ethics, so in doing what is right or wrong, in religion, in ecological sustainability and health. So take note that regionalism is not natural or given. Why? So it is because it was constructed and defined by policymakers, economic actors, and social movements. So let's move on to the countries who respond economically and politically to globalization in various ways. So number one, so there are some large enough and have a lot of resources to dictate how they participate in processes of global integration. So for example of this is the country China. So China offers cheap and huge workforce to attract foreign businesses and expand their trade with other countries. So it is same with US and Japan. Other countries make up their small size by taking advantage of their lack strategic location. So for example, the countries Singapore and Switzerland. So these are small countries, so they compensate their lack of resources by turning themselves into financial and banking hubs. But despite of its small size, so Singapore sits right as one of the most important geostrategically locations in the world. So it is the economic gateway between the East and the West and considered as the world's important trade routes on the Malacca Straits, and it is the world's largest transshipment port. So Singapore is also the security gateway between the East and the West and the entrance of the South China Sea. Countries form a regional alliance. So when we talk about regional alliance, this is an international relation. This is either a formal agreement between two or more states or countries for mutual support in case of war. Association for several reasons. So first is for military defense. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO is the most widely known defense grouping that was formed during the Cold War, when several Western European countries plus the United States agreed to protect Europe from the threat of Soviet Union. So another military defense was created and it was called the Warsaw Pact. So the Soviet Union responded by creating its regional alliance, the Warsaw Pact, consisting of the Eastern European countries under Soviet Union. The second one is countries also form regional organization to pool their resources in order to get better returns for their export, as well as to expand their leverage against trading partners. So for example, The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or the OPEC, that was established in 1960 by Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi, and Venezuela in order to regulate the production and sale of oil. In the world of highly dependent on oil, this integration became a source of immense powers, form regional blocs to protect their independence from the pressures of superpower politics. So for example, the president of Ghana, India, and Yugoslavia created the NAM, which is the Non-Allied Movement in 1961. So it aims to pursue the world peace and international cooperation, promoting human rights, their sovereignty, envision the racial and national equality, and the intervention and peaceful conflict resolution. One is economic crisis compels countries to come together. So for example, the Thai economy. The Thai economy collapsed in 1996 after foreign currency speculators and troubled international banks demanded the Thai government should pay back its loans. So a rapid withdrawal of foreign investment bankrupted the economy. The crisis began to spread to other Asian countries when their currencies became devalued and foreign investment left in a hurry. Moreover, this economic crisis made ASEAN more unified and coordinated.
Hi guys, so that's the end of my discussion. So I hope you have learned something. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and click on that notification bell so you will be notified on my next videos. So thank you for watching and keep safe!